Hello and welcome to our today's topic, Procure to Invoice Cycle. In this video, we'll cover the procurement, that is purchase to invoice cycle. We'll focus on high-level process flow to build the business knowledge. Objective of this module is to help you visualize how procurement process works in a large organization. Let us understand procure to invoice cycle by taking an example of a car manufacturing company where 1,000 plus workers are working in a factory assembling lakhs of cars each year. In this example, a car manufacturing company, the production manager needs a specific size and shape of tires for the new model of a car. Since this is a large manufacturing company and every person has to play his role, production manager's role is to ensure that the production on the shop floor is managed well. If he needs something for production, that support has to be provided by other departments. In this case, tires are required. Production manager will request for the specific tires or specific type of tires. Now the question is, how will production manager place the request? Verbally or in written form? Is there a form or is that online? How does a large company ensure that everything is controlled and seamless without any delay? Such large-scale business can be managed only when entire end-to-end process is streamlined. So before we get into details of how purchase requisition has to be raised, let us first understand what are the broad level steps for raising a request for the material till the material is delivered to the production department within the operating framework. So it is not that difficult to understand. I'm sure all of you know about the online shopping we all do from Amazon and Flipkart. We like something to buy and on click of buttons, we place the order. Money is debited to our account, order is placed and delivered to our home. While it sounds simple, but the framework or the operating framework managed through various controls has made the entire purchase cycle very simple. In this case, a production manager has placed a request for specific size car tire. This request will be approved by the approval authority. Once the request is approved, demand goes to a stores department. Stores department will check if the material is available. If it is not, indent is raised to a purchase department to a purchase material. Purchase department will check the available vendors. If it is a new item that needs a quotation to be raised, purchase department will float the quotation, appropriate vendor is selected and purchase order is issued. On the basis of purchase order, supplier dispatches the goods. Once the material is received, invoice is paid. Now the question is the entire process cycle so simple? Now let us go back to the earlier example, how a production manager or a shop floor supervisor will order a specific size of tires. To ensure there is a baker checker control, every request for a purchase has to go through an approval process. Requester, in this case the production supervisor, has to ensure that he is filling a necessary information in a material acquisition note. In this case, he has to mention name of the department, the requester, what is the purpose of material, is it for repairs, consumables, spare or any other required. Specification of material, very important to ensure that the right product is procured, else things may go wrong. In this case, purchase of tire is not enough. Make, type, strength, size, number of plies, etc. are few examples of a specification. Cost center, an important element to know where will the cost of purchasing a tire will be booked. And then the requisition will be sent for the approval. Now the next stage is approval of purchase requisition. The approval authority gets the request notification on a system As an approval authority, she will check the details she has authority to approve. She has authority to reject due to cost or other issues, forward to another person for individual information, comments, etc. Return the requester for an additional information, or just approve the requisition and that goes for the next level. The store manager will check the minimum and maximum stock order level, then will raise an indent and send the same to the purchase department. So this is the beginning of a procurement process. The procurement department or a purchase manager will follow the due diligence process and check the following. First thing first, check if the vendor is already registered for supply of car tire. If not, raise a request for quotation in the market and ask for competitive bidding. Raising a request for quotation has the following steps. Prepare request for quotation document that has all the relevant information about the product. List of name of vendors, suppliers already registered and prospective supplier. This list has to be internally approved before communication is sent to them. Ensure confidentiality agreement is done with the bidders. This is must. While in our example we want to purchase tires, but in real life it can also be a confidential information. Example, launch of a new car model to ensure design and the car model is not leaked in the market. Sometimes it is necessary to ensure the business confidential information is safeguarded through the formal agreement. Float, publish or circulate RFQ, that is request for quotation, through email, advertisement or other media to get competitive pricing. Follow for quotation as per timeline. Once the purchase manager receives the responses from the bidders, the next step is selection of vendor. Selection of vendor is the most important and the value-added process in any business. Your entire business future depends on selection of the right supplier. Selection of vendor is a separate topic that can take few days of workshop. Primarily for those who want to work in a procurement department or purchase department, it's a separate certification course. Since our focus is to understand the procure to invoice cycle, hence I'm limiting my discussion to a high-level understanding of a vendor selection process. Supply selection process will primarily involve 5 to 6 evaluation criteria. Price. So price is the top key factor to decide the selection of a vendor. So example, average price of a car tire in the market is 3,500 INR Indian rupees and you receive a quotation of rupees 7,000. That car tire is the world's best tire used in the most expensive cars like Ferrari or BMW. So do we really need that quality? Or we can use a better version that will still meet our requirement. Quality and price. So quality and price range should meet the requirement, and sometimes I have observed quotation also get revised upwards because we don't get right quality at the lower price. What is the use if you get a good product and better price but the after sales service is really poor? So there are many examples around us. Any product you purchase should also have a good repair and servicing network. Best example is purchasing an imported material, great quality and price, but in case of repair or maintenance, there is no one available nearby who can do the maintenance and the repair. Financial security. This is really a tricky one. There are many examples in the market. Big companies went into bad times or trouble because of instability or bankruptcy of supplier or vendor. Example, suppose a large car manufacturing company has dependency on vendor to supply a car tire, and incidentally the supplier company becomes bankrupt and they are not in a position to supply the car tires on time. This will impact the business of the company. Another example of a financial security is the vendor is already into financial troubles, and if we give them a contract and they fail to meet the delivery, which is on time, that will also impact the business. Partnership approach. Partnership approach and background check is another important element to safeguard the business interest. Vendor or supplier has to have reasonable credibility in the market and they should not have any criminal record, etc. Experience. Experience and certifications are a positive point to select the vendor. Like we always trust the brand before we purchase anything. A good example is if you are given a choice to buy a mobile between Apple, Samsung and Chinese phone, our preference will be definitely not the Chinese phone because we trust more on Apple and the Samsung brands. So this summarizes our discussion on the vendor selection. Purchase order. Once the vendor selection is done, it is time to issue a purchase order. So what is a purchase order? It is a legally binding document and a contract between buyer and the seller. A purchase order is a document sent from the buyer to a seller with the request to order a product. Once purchase order is approved by authority, PO is automatically sent to the vendor. It is sent either through supplier portal or through email. When the seller accepts the document, it becomes a legally binding contract between the buyer and the seller. Steps involved in the purchase order. Purchase order creation, purchase order approval, purchase orders which is sent to vendor, purchase order receipt which is a binding contract. So we are not going to discuss these steps in detail as our focus is to understand the procure to invoice cycle. There is a separate video on purchase order. There we'll talk in detail how purchase order looks like, what are the various fields or important elements in the purchase order, and how the purchase order contract is written. Now let's understand who issues a purchase order. The buyer is responsible for creating and issuing a purchase order. In large companies, a procurement or a purchasing department will typically issue a purchase order. In a small company, the business owner, operations manager, finance manager may issue the purchase order. So what does purchase order contain? All purchase order contains the following information. Products or services being purchased, quantity purchased, specific brand names, model numbers, etc., price per unit, delivery date, delivery location, company billing address, agreed payment terms, example, on delivery in 30 days, etc. And as I've already mentioned, we will have a separate video on the purchase order type, the purpose. We'll also share sample purchase order to explain in details. Once the purchase order is received by supplier or the vendor, it becomes a binding contract on the supplier to deliver the goods as per the specifications and terms and conditions. If the delivery of good is very large item or in large quantity, generally the supplier sends a notification in advance of material dispatch. Example, 100 trucks of cement needs to be dispatched to a factory. It is obvious to send an advance communication to the customer so as they can keep the godown available and arrange for unloaders on time. So goods received. Goods received process is an end procurement to a delivery stage. All goods received are first inwarded at an entry point of a factory and then it goes to a store. It goes to the factory store. Materials manager is responsible to check the quantity of goods received and check in general goods received are not damaged. Materials manager and her team will count the material and share the acceptance note. That is a sign the delivery note or challan copy and return the goods to the goods carrier. Once the goods are received, details need to be updated into a system and create a GRN. GRN is goods received note. Goods received note is a record used to confirm all goods have been received and often compared to a purchase order. This is just an overview of GRN. We will have a separate video on GRN to explain you the how and why of GRN, which is most critical document in the P2P process. Great. So we covered high level steps right from material requisition to the goods receipt. Once the goods are dispatched, in parallel, supplier raises an invoice as per terms and conditions mentioned into the PO. We will have a separate video on the invoice to pay cycle that explains the entire process, how invoice is received and paid through an ERP. I'm sure you got the overall flow of a procurement to goods receipt process. This is an important flow. Every accountant should know how the procurement process works. With this, we end a topic, procure to pay. Procure to invoice. Thank you.